Khalil has more on these breaking news developments. Good morning, Joe.
Yeah, Mitch, good morning. So President Biden confirmed it. Secretary of Labor Marty Walsh confirmed that they now have a deal. Again, as you mentioned, ahead of that crucial tomorrow deadline. And this comes after 20 hours, 20 straight hours of negotiating between multiple unions representing these rail workers and the rail companies themselves. And it wasn't all too certain that this was actually going to happen. There were a lot of people preparing for what they saw as an inevitable strike. So this is obviously a big deal here. When you talk about what could have actually happened if this strike went through and there was no deal, we're talking about $2 billion of economic activity lost every single day. So this is certainly significant. Now, we don't have the details yet of exactly what the agreement was. We know that these rail workers were pushing for better working conditions. They were pushing for things like being able to go take unpaid leave to see a physician if something happened on the job or if they had some sort of injury or just needed to take that time off of work. So it was those types of things. But again, we're waiting to see the details of it. Still, this is being hailed as a major win from the Biden administration and from, these companies as well. When we talk about supply chain issues throughout the entire pandemic, this would have made that incredibly more dire. The economic situation has not entirely returned back to normal from these supply chain issues. So there were people who were anticipating this. I mean, you had Amtrak literally canceling its long-term rail for the next couple of days in the Northeast, its busiest corridor. There were reports that there were even, big farming companies and major corporations there that deal with agriculture telling their suppliers, hey, don't put fertilizer onto the tracks yet. Don't send it because if it, God forbid, gets stuck in what could be a labor dispute, we can't afford to lose all of that fertilizer and all of our raw materials. Hard to think of an industry that would not have been impacted had this strike gone forward. President Biden inserting himself into the negotiations. In fact, there's reporting that last night around 9 o'clock, he called directly and spoke to both sides. So it wasn't just the Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, and both sides of the issue. The president inserting himself, which is something we frankly have not seen in one of these labor disputes since the Reagan administration. Clearly, it just shows you with the economic situation right now how important it was to this White House to get a deal, and it looks as if they have one right now. I want to read a little bit of what President Biden said in his statement that he just released a while ago here. In part, it says, "The deal is a win for tens of thousands of rail workers who worked tirelessly through the pandemic to ensure that America's families and communities get deliveries of what have kept us going through these difficult years. These rail workers will get better pay, improved working conditions, and peace of mind around their health care costs, all of it hard-earned." Now, the president went on to tout both sides negotiating in good faith here. So where do we go from here? Well, they have a deal right now, but it's not exactly finalized. What needs to happen is this deal needs to go to all of the individual unions, because remember, negotiating here, it wasn't just one union, it was multiple, and all of their members are not sitting in Washington at the negotiating table. So these unions are going to take this tentative deal back to their unions. Members are going to ultimately vote on it. But one key part here that we should mention, Mitch, is that there is now also part of this agreement where in the interim between now and whenever this vote ultimately happens, union workers have agreed not to go on strike during that time. So presumably, starting now, all the activity on the rails will continue. Again, a major relief here for not just the White House, but for basically every sector of every industry in this economy, all of it relying heavily on rail and on these workers to do their jobs as well. Mitch.
And that is Joe Khalil expansively reporting on some brand new breaking news from D.C. for us this morning. Joe, thank you for that report. And now for more on this story.